Hello everybody, my name is RagingRaptor and I welcome you to a new World of Tanks video. And today we have a look at the 1.3 test server with, well, the new decals and some minor balancing changes plus a new, in quotation marks, mechanic. More or less the mechanic which the IS-3A got, which is basically just a reversed Italian autoloader or auto-reloading mechanic. As you can see, our dear Procede also has 3 shots in his drum. It needs 9.9 seconds for the first, 7.4 for the second, and 6.6 for the third shell. Where meanwhile the IS-3A needs 11.3 seconds, 14.1 seconds, and 16.9 for the first, second, and third shot. But yeah, we're going in depth in that just in a minute. We're going to have first a look at the decals before. After that, we're also having a gameplay, which I'm playing live, so it can go either way. And this is the third time I'm trying to do this. Yesterday it didn't work out because no one was playing the test server and 40 minutes queue took way too long. And after that, I recorded the wrong screen. Darn it. Anyway, here we are. Those are the new decals. The decals are a separate thing you can take. You can say, yeah, I want to have some chicky-bricky Russian on my tank. You can also then decide to, I don't know, get some more things. You can even say, I want that worn effect if you really love it, who knows. But then you can also still get those decals, and you can see there are many, or not many, there are different decals, and there are only some of those. And to be honest, only 5 are actually historical. And those are those 5 here. And obviously, most importantly, you can get a Rasha star for the perfect more bias, obviously. And you can see most of the tanks have 4 to 3 different spots to put those decals on. But you can only put 2 on them. So that's kind of meh, I guess, but oh well, it can't do much. Those insignias can get changed in size as well. There are 3 different sizes types. You can see 1, 2, 3. And depending on how they are looking, for example, when we are taking the booster sign, we can also flip it around and say, yeah, go backwards or go forward. Something like this. It's okay, I guess. It's a funny little feature, or not even feature, it's just a fun little gimmick, but otherwise, I would have wished to have more stuff. You can see it's also overlapping with things like here with the Russian text I wrote there. I don't know what it is called. I can't speak Russian, obviously. It's also overlapping with the Oda Mortis head, and let's be honest, it doesn't really look that cool, to be honest. It's kind of It's a nice little feature, but you shouldn't be super hyped about it. One thing you should be hyped about, though, is if you play something like the Object 260 or IS-7, let's take IS-7 because most of you guys have an IS-7 probably. Or you can go full on, I wanna be the very best and get that juicy red star right in front and tell everybody, look at me, I'm Russia. I am supporting Russia motherland. You can obviously also put those, you can put those in, those styles, which is, I hope is obvious for you, but you can put them on different types of winter maps, summer maps, and so on and so forth. So I can say, yeah, for the desert map, I want the star. For the winter map, I want the T-Rex head, which is not a raptor head, but so on and so forth. It's not a big deal, but it's something, I guess. The IS-3A, on the other hand, again gets this new mechanic in quotation marks, and maybe, just maybe, this could also extend to other tanks, because it's actually a pretty interesting mechanic, and I would love to see that with a 2-shot autoloader for different tanks as well, as it gives more opportunities and more, what's it called, just more tactical helping, or tactical, how should I say, you can just be more tactical about it. I'm already jumping into the queue because it might take some while. Again, last time I tried to record, it took me 20 minutes and then I gave up. But that was a little bit earlier. Still 113 players in queue is not that much. We had back then 50, so it might take us a while. The DPM is slightly lower as the one on the current server. This is also due to the fact that you are not having a tank gun rammer right now. The tank gun rammer is missing. If this is intentional or not, I don't know. I guess it is intentional because otherwise the DPM would might be a little bit too strong or on the strong side. But the Italian tanks, for example, they do have the tank gun rammer. So maybe a bug, maybe don't. We can't tell for sure right now. Other than that, I'm just going to pull this over here so you can see what is going on. They made some changes to personal missions, which I can't view right now. And just more improvements for the missions. Then they made some changes for Himmelsdorf, Fisherman's Bay, Pilsen and Mannerheim line, and some issues were fixed on Minsk, Studzianki, Westfield, Ensk and Serene Coast. Plus we get Hinterland, a new Grand Battles mode. And this is Empire's Border, a map which I hardly ever play, so well, this will be really fun because I most likely will suck butts in that one. Other than that, they also changed the issue that HE does penetration damage, even though it doesn't penetrate. Like, it shows that it in the after game screen that it penetrated, but it didn't do full damage. So they're changing that, so it makes missions where you have to block armor or block shots with your armor much easier. T55A got some buffs which are pretty nifty. I really like those. We can go towards them in a later stage of the video either, or I guess it's just in a separate video. And oh boy, this will be so interesting because again I have no clue where to go with this tank. Especially against tanks like Object 268 version 4 and Panzerkampfwagen 7. Most likely I won't even have a chance to penetrate them frontally. The good thing about this new mechanic is, and if you want to reload to another or a more preferred type of shell, it's not a big deal because, well, you have the best DPM possible in the first few shots. And another... oh, that's a storm. Oops. Another cool thing about this new mechanic is that, well, most likely you need 30 seconds to get into a decent to good position first. So, yeah. You will most likely be reloaded, and you have 1170 clip potential in 6 seconds. That's a lot of damage. So you can easily, if you decide to go for it, you can easily screw over a tier 10, no, not a tier 8 heavy tank in 19 seconds because, no, not 19. 22 seconds, there we go. Because you need 16.8 seconds to fully reload your third shot, which is quite the while indeed. But after that, well, you can just reload the shot and then go for it. And you have, again, 1560 clip potential with your 390 alpha gun. It's a lot of damage, and you should definitely not underestimate that. It's a cool... Personally, from the 3 to 4 games I played so far, one I couldn't really play because I had so harsh FPS drops. It's a really cool mechanic, and it gives the IS-3A again purpose of not being just a copy-paste IS-3 with worse gun characteristics and just better DPM. It makes it unique and gives the A actually a meaning, not just saying, oh yeah, you don't have a loader right now and everything is a loader. So theoretically we should be able to just YOLO that T55A because we have the clip potential for him. So far they're only just bouncing on him, which is no big deal for us because now we can just go for a clip on him. And it looks like we got another decent shot out. So yeah, that's cool. Like, again, we still have one shot left and now we can go back into... where can we actually go to do something? Now we already reloaded 2 shells again, which is... ooh, yay, that's cool, nifty, I like it. Yeah, shouldn't have shot there, I guess. Can't do much here. I guess we have to drive back into the base to try and do something. Sadly, I couldn't really show you a lot, a whole bunch a lot. So far, especially when we now have to fight against the Object 268 version 4, we all do know how awesome 357 matchmaking is against such tanks. The good thing is, though, apparently they are testing to give 510 matchmaking more purpose or a higher chance to get played in Asia server. They do this because the population there is really small, and well, yeah, it's just really small population, so they want to make it more attractive. So 1 to 5 even gets bots apparently right now. Today was the micro patch for that. and we will see how this is going to affect other servers. I do hope that they are giving us more priority in 510 matchmaking, because it is a much better matchmaking, especially for tier 8 tanks, because many tier 9 tanks are already pocket tier 10s. Ah, damn. Oh man, I didn't want it. This will be interesting. Could be that the IS-3A is just going to YOLO me. Or not. I actually waited because now I have better... Again, now I don't have my better DPM anymore, my clip, but now I have the best DPM possible, which is a huge plus for us right now. So we should be able to easily outplay that lobby if we actually hit the lower plate and not this dumb little scotch over down there. But there we go, the IS-3A accuracy, most likely, yeah, just hit the upper front plate now. Usually the turret is much stronger than the one of the IS-3 in my opinion, because it is simply, it doesn't have such a huge plate you can easily hit, like this 30mm plate. Okay, it will be interesting. To be honest, I would love to see that this tank gets better accuracy. Like on the move maybe, not even on the move, just faster aim time and more accuracy in general, because you could see there I whiffed so many shots which I couldn't do much against it. I'm now going to reload heat shells to just be on the safe side, I guess, because the 270mm of penetration for the Panzerkampfwagen 7 should be enough on its upper front, on his lower plate, but I'm not entirely sure if he's standing frontally to me. You can see it's not a big deal for us to reload. The first shot is already reloaded quite quickly. The second and the third one will be a problem, but because we have so much time left, it's not a big deal. Sadly enough, our 60 TP is already dead, so it will be quite the hard game to carry right now, because I don't know what the HP of the Panzerkampfwagen 7 is, nor the HP of the Object 268 version 4. And we all know Object 268 version 4 is just a pain in the arse to deal with. Let's hope that he's most likely a one-shot. No, he's obviously not. And we bounce obviously the lower plate. It's so frustrating, I hate it, man. Hey, look at me, we make a tank which has no weak spots. I tried. I hoped that I would make a high roll for him, but sadly didn't work. Ah, what a pity that I failed twice those lower plate shots. At least you saw that, especially when you're in such small encounters, it's so much better to just simply YOLO out your free shots and then go for your best possible DPM right there. You could see we got a lot of damage into the Object 268 version 4, and we even got some nice spotting damage as the Object 268 4 got screwed over by our Gorilla 15. Hooray for that big map. Now it's just a question what those two are going to do right now. I guess it will be actually pretty interesting to see, and... never mind, this game is over. Panzerkampfwagen is still full HP, yeah. That game is done. And T49 is also full. STG is also... No, that's not a big deal, but the Panzerkampfwagen 7, which is still full HP, is... The Gorilla 15 won't be able to do anything for that. Definitely not. What a pity that our tier 10s... That's why I really welcome the new changes with the 357 matchmaking on the Asian server, because let's be honest, if you have trash tier 10s, 357 is impossible to win. And I guess Wargaming still didn't I guess they understood that, but they don't give a shit, because when you play 357 you could see we had to shoot gold. I'm going to cut the gameplay here because, let's be honest, it's a loss anyway. 100% a loss. So yeah, I hope you otherwise enjoyed and saw how the new mechanic for the IS-3A is working. I really do like it. I think even in strongholds or in tier 8 strongholds, it will be a really darn strong tank. And yeah, the only problem is it's impressive inaccuracy. Yes, it has a faster aim time, but it's more inaccurate than a defender. But let's be honest, a defender's a defender. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. If so, let me know in the comment section below, and as always, thanks for watching.